All right, Witter staff, welcome back. We're excited to have you here. We know we've got this COVID and the pandemic going on, so we put some things together to make it different for everybody. So this is Principal Birdsong, and I want to kind of walk you through some of the things we put in place, okay? So let's take a look at that. When you come on campus, we want to walk this way. You're going to start to see some directional arrows that are around, so I want to be on this side to come in, and I want to make sure I'm going the right direction. I want to come into the door here that should be open next time, to come in and go here. And I want you to start noticing when I first come into the building, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over here. And if I did not scan my temperature at home, I'm going to go ahead and scan it here. I may want to just scan anyways and make sure. Remember that our threshold is 100.1. If you have that, you can't come in. And you probably notice I'm wearing a mask. So you have to wear a mask to be inside Antoma's building in the classroom. This needs to happen, okay? So we have a scanner here. We also have a nice sanitation station for you to wash your hands or clean them before you come in and look at that. And when you come around on this side, we've also put in some masks and some gloves if you need those. If you don't have one, they're here and they're available for you to have those. And we also have a sign in here that's important that you use this sign in so we know who's on campus, who's been here, and we want to make sure all the locations that you go on campus, we want those marked off so that we can come back and clean those. And when you leave the campus, you want to make sure you sign out that you left to make sure it's all set. And this will make sure that we get the rooms clean and make sure it's all safe and sanitary for everybody, okay? And then when you look back this way, you'll start to notice that we've put in an entry line and people coming in. There's arrows and some stanchions here that are separating the walkway. So I want to walk through, and I want to come through past the office. And when I get here, if the ladies are working in the front office, we're going to have these sneeze guards here. Make sure you stand behind this and put things through to keep everybody safe and have that. That'll be there. And I'm coming this way. Let's say I want to walk back and get to my box or do the copy machine. I want to walk this way, come along the thing. One thing you have to notice here is this does start to split in our office. So it's kind of weird, but we have to do that. We want to go around this way. Loop around and make sure that it's clear. I want to come here. This will take me down this hallway to the restroom, and it'll also take me back to the copy machine. And what we've done here is we've given people the opportunity to have an arrow that goes two ways. If I'm going to be using the machines, I want to follow the arrow going off that way and around. It's a one-way loop. But let's say if I want to use the restroom, I can go ahead and turn this way and go back out that way, okay? So if I'm going to use the machine, I come around, I have my machine, I can make my copies do that. I want to make sure that it's clear. If we have that, then when I exit, I come back around. If I wanted to use this to make a scannable thing or a laminated thing to put it in my room, I would use this, follow in the same loop. Then I would come back, and this will take me back into the staff lounge and also into my box. So I'm going this way. If you had to come around and get something to eat or put something here just like that, you can loop around this way, back around. You can just film the whole thing this way, going around. And I can come back and get to my box. We've put a stand here sign, so that way if someone's at the box already or someone's in there, it's important that we keep 6 feet social distance. So I want to come here, I want to stand, make sure that it's clear. If it's clear, I can exit and go to my box. And I can grab my stuff, and I can move along, and I can exit back out here through this part here. Coming along, exit goes here. We are asking that you do not go behind the secretary's desk. Everything has to happen with those sneeze guards. So this area is going to be taped off, and you'll see that, and it needs to make sure we keep it clear, okay? Come back this way. We get a little cross action. People may be coming or exiting. We want to go to the right side to exit, so we come back over here. And this will take me back out the door. And as you can see on the doors, we've started to put signs for entry and exit. So exit sign, entry sign, and make sure we follow those so we can have a nice safe path This one's marked nice and red. It says exit. I'm going to go ahead and go out. Another thing you're going to notice when you get on campus, you're going to start seeing these posters that are around. Make sure you take a look at those and you know those, because you're going to use those even for yourself and when families come back on campus. If we get to that point, we have them in English and we have them in Spanish, which talks about social distancing and keeping people separate. So great information. Make sure we have that. You'll start to notice arrows start to run through the campus again, telling you when you can walk. We've kind of split the walkway, coming both ways. Coming back around. We get to our main thoroughfare here. This is going to be our main one where we want to do most of our walking and going down. So it's split to both sides. One side's coming this to the office. One side's going out. I know a lot of you are used to coming through this library door, but I do ask that you follow these same rules, because the library is going to be closed right now and we're not going to be using that. We want to make sure we follow the same path. So use the doors on the side of the office when you come on campus. So when I come here and I get to this point, I can walk towards the kindergarten classrooms or I can walk straight. And what I want to do is I always want to think that this big walkway here is going to be split in two directions, coming and going. This is the main walkway through the campus, okay? But when I get to over here, these are going to be a series of one-ways. So down the middle, that's going to be a one-way going out that way. You cannot come back that way. The only way you can come back if you're on that side is if you come along the edge of the stage. That's why you want to come back. So the middle is going to be one way going to the north part of the campus, and then this is around the stage is going to be the way coming here, okay? Everybody got that? All right. So I walk back here. And then you're going to notice we get to these bigger hallways. The bigger hallways like this, we're going to split and have directions coming back and forth. And so kind of think about these poles that we have here as being coming and going, or the line down the middle. We're going to separate that so you know where to go and where to walk. And let's look back this way again. This is that main thoroughfare. I'll take you back. This goes both directions. We always want to use this, okay? All right. Then coming down here, we're in the same path. It'll be split because it's nice and wide, so make sure we have that. And always look for arrows on campus. I'll tell you where you're going to walk, where a distance, and where to stand. So anytime you get to a junction, there could be a stand here sign or a turn arrow, so we kind of want to look at that. So I'll make sure I'm back in the quad now. I'm on the back side. I'm right here. I'm looking at that one way. Remember, this comes one way. A lot of us are used to coming back and walking through this middle. You can only come from the office to here. You have to go back around by the stage to get there. So we want to make sure we know that's very important. And use your best judgment. If someone else is here, make sure we follow social distancing protocols, follow the arrows. There may be a time where you're here by yourself and it's the still same protocol, but just we want to keep everybody safe and make sure we're keeping our protocols in order, what we want to do to make everyone safe, okay? Okay, so staff, one thing you'll notice as well is throughout the campus we now have these fill water stations, and I ask that you bring in your water bottles and you fill those up and make sure they're all set. It's real easy. You kind of come here, put your bottle here, cover the sensor, and the water dispensers. It's a great way to make sure everybody's drinking from the appropriate spot and it's safe. These are going to be closed off. We're not going to use those. So make sure we use those. And they're in all parts of the campus now. There's 5 of them, so there should be plenty to go around, and we should all be set. So make sure you use these. They're really nice. And let's get our numbers up. We want to get over 10,000 water bottles filled next year. All right. All right, staff, I've come back. It's the end of the day. I'm ready to check out and leave. I come back. I can still see the same separation. I can see my arrow telling which way to go. I know I'm exiting. I don't need to use the restroom. Maybe I do. I can go this way and follow the arrows that way. But if I'm just exiting and leaving the building, I want to follow here, go back around, come back here on this left side, walk out, get over here towards the end of the front doors. Want to make sure that it's clear. No one else is here. I want to walk back over. I'm back at the logbook again, which is here in the same spot. I want to make sure that I go ahead and check out my name, sign out. I'm going to be, what was clean, what's happened, and we're there, and we'll make sure we get these rooms cleaned and set. So it's important that you do your part to make sure we know where you were. So every room that you went into, you want to mark it here so we can go back and make sure we get that deep cleaned or disinfected to the level so everyone is safe, okay? I'm looking forward to the year. I'm looking forward to you, if you want to work in your classrooms, be in here, but we got to make sure we follow the protocols and all the arrows and make sure that we want to keep everybody safe. Because the number one goal is to have our schools safe, adults be safe, so we can get kids back in the classroom, and we want to give them a great education. Let's have a